Okay, so welcome to another video game recording. I felt a little bad about not being able to get the VideoDrone out last night, so I figured I would rekindle my attempts to do some video game streaming. So this game is Ikaruga. It's a fascinating game, one of my favorites really ever. I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to be able to talk while I'm doing the game itself, but as you'll see, it gets pretty frantic if you haven't played it at any point. If you haven't, cheap on Steam, it'll run on any computer. I definitely recommend it. Not that that's the point of this, but it's fun. In any case, you can see here I can select between easy, normal, and hard mode. I've never really played easy mode. Normal mode is what I usually play, and I don't think I've ever played hard mode, but I will play hard mode just to show you guys what it's like, and how bad I'll be at it. This is not going to be a sort of virtuosic performance of Ikaruga. I'm fairly good at the game in terms of being good, how you could possibly be good at the game, but I'm not an expert. I'm sure there are millions of YouTube links where you can see someone completely destroying this game. That's not going to be this. But you'll get to see me play some video games and maybe do a decent job. So anyway, we'll start with normal. I'll go until I die, and we'll go to hard, and we'll see how much longer that lasts. My guess, not very long. So the purpose of Ikaruga, as you can see, it's sort of a bullet hell. The premise is you're this little ship, right? You can see I have this polarity on. I can be black or white. If I'm black, I kill these white guys really fast. This has not worked out very well because I'm streaming, but and if I kill the black guys with black or the white guys with white, they shoot back at me. That's normal mode. They'll shoot colors back at me if I'm the same color. The polarity is also important because I can then absorb shots from, so like watch, these black orbs are coming at me, they don't hurt me because I'm currently black, right? I can take all those. There's also a chain system, so as you can see up there, if I kill 3 white things in a row, I get a chain bonus. If I kill 3 black things in a row, I get a chain bonus. And the chain bonus is important just in terms of score, but the game definitely rewards you for style points. The thing is, and you'll probably see this soon. See, I just screwed it up. It's extraordinarily easy to die. There's, as you can see, I have to dodge all these white bullets because I'm black right now. And if I change polarities, it'll be the exact same problem, just the opposite. But the game becomes difficult enough that style points sort of work their way out of consideration, or at least have for me all the time. I'm sure, again, if you'd like, I'm sure you can find some guy on YouTube just completely destroying this game, getting every combo, doing everything right. That's not going to be me. I've played this game for hours, although not as much recently as I have in the past, so don't feel embarrassed for me here. I've never quite been able to master all of it, shockingly. Part of what I find so interesting about Ikaruga is, of course I find its difficulty very interesting. It's a completely frantic and strange game. You'll see sort of the quality here with the boss. But what I like about Ikaruga is how organic the rules are. It is absolutely one of the more difficult bullet hells I've ever played, but unlike some bullet hells, say like I really like the genre. I'll say this is probably my favorite, but I've always enjoyed the bullet hell genre, the sort of like small ship dodging a million bullets genre. But games like I'm thinking like R-Type or Super R-Type, there's always a quality of unfairness to it. It sort of feels like dodging the bullets or dodging all the bullets is sort of, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it is always halfway a question of contingency. And the other problem with games like R-Type is that you're so reliant on power-ups. things that can or can't come in. You know, do you get the good gun? Do you get the bad gun? In Ikaruga, what I really like is that there are no power-ups. It simply is... The entire game is premised on this idea of polarity. So see, I got a C++ for that stage, because because I didn't do very well. I don't know what you'd have to do to get an A. I expect to be extraordinarily good at video games, instead of just okay at video games like I am. But I'm the one writing the column, so no one can complain. Sorry, this section always gets me. As you can see, I've completely given up on the combo mechanism. Just not particularly interested at this point. What I like about Ikaruga is the polarity really is the entire game. You know, you end up, you know, especially in terms of the enemy fire back and things like that, the absorbing, it gets more and more complicated. They throw twists in to complicate the mechanism, but truthfully, the whole game is premised on this idea of polarity. The mechanic is the entire purpose of the game. You know, one could not imagine, for instance, this game without the polarity concept, because in fact it's the entire game. And as a result, all the difficulty is born into the game itself by way of its mechanics. I'm not explaining this so well because it's a complicated idea and I'm playing a really difficult game while I'm explaining it. But the basic idea is that there is no gimmick here. It literally is an extraordinarily simple mechanic that determines an entire game. It's like rhythm games do this fairly well, I think. The idea of like a game that is, you know, something like Dance Dance Revolution, where the entire purpose of the game is doing see, I died. I used to be able to get to level 3 pretty regularly when I was playing this often, but of course I'm not on my game. But let me explain this a little better before I go into hard mode and totally embarrass myself for your enjoyment. The point of the game seems to be something like, it's not premised on increasing difficulty of power-ups or increasing weapons or anything like that. You are really given everything you're going to get in the game in the first screen. You can switch polarity on the ships, you can shoot the ships, you can hit a button and fire all the stored polarity you have. That's stored energy, excuse me. You have basically the extent of the game. But within those rules, what's so brilliant about Ikaruga is that within those rules, they've actually come up with a mechanic that can increasingly become more and more difficult. It becomes almost impossible to master. And again, this is theoretical. I'm sure there are people who have mastered this game literally. But even the game itself, you know, the opening words, I'll read them when they come up again, suggest this sort of like, you know, you're just striving to do the best you can. You could never actually do the platonic ideal of this game. It would be so incredibly difficult. And it's not because, say, like Dark Souls, it is so imaginative in its iterations of difficulty. Yes, Ikaruga is imaginative and comes up with these wonderful bosses and wonderful enemies, and sort of amazing artistic screens that you can move through. That, like, yeah, you know, if you did the right thing, you could beat this game. There's an artistry to it. But beyond the artistry, it is simply just like you get what you're told you get. You have a ship that can change polarities and shoots 2 different things and has a power move. That's it. And so those rules are it's sort of like a distillation of something that I think in video games, and actually just games in general, is very true, that the rules and the intelligence of those rules, the sort of simplicity of the rules or the complexity of the rules, however you want to think about it, is in fact what makes a game good or bad. You know, well, I'll go into it more in the VideoDrone, but the actual written one, but you can sort of see my thought process while I'm playing this. So we'll actually select the level to play, and I'll start us in oh, well, okay, wait, hold on. Let's go to the title screen. I don't really want to do that way. Let's play a 1-player game. Let's go arcade mode. and let's go hard. Let's see how long I last with this. I expect I will not be able to beat the first level. But this is a good example of, really, your ship does nothing different. You're just getting... Sorry. Alright, let's just give it a shot, though. Alright, so everyone's going to return fire now. As you can see, that makes life a lot more difficult for me. Oh, boy. Already, I'm starting to feel the burn here. That's exciting. Whoa. Yeah, so basically, basically the game itself is sort of its platonic ideal here. Everyone shoots back. The one thing you can control is your polarity, and that is it. The odds are stacked against you dramatically, but the actual complexity of the situation is purely in visual form. It's not about, the complexity of, figuring out a number of rules or getting acclimated to... Oh my gosh, I already died. Acclimated to a particular system. It literally is... There's black and white. There's two colors. This isn't racial, obviously. But there's two colors that give you the ability to either live or die, go through your various moves as a ship, as someone trying to beat a number of enemies, and if you are elegant about it and careful about it, you can win. Generally, brute force won't do it. Literally, you have to play within the rules. So I think it's fascinating. I think it's great. And yeah, that's it. So thanks. I will stop my recording here before my computer actually closes. But yeah, hopefully that was interesting to you guys. It's certainly interesting to me, and I'll be happy to talk